recreating this lovely Pinterest find. I found it from the page Makeup and Beauty on Pinterest. I don't know who created this look because it doesn't have the original creator tagged. Not that I know of. But Mika and I decided to name it Toxic Waste. And Mika helped me go through my collection to find the colors because I always do it on my own, but this time I was getting a little bit frustrated because I always try to be on point with the colors, or at least close to exact. But I'm glad Mika stepped in and helped me because he was able to help me find the shades really fast. So this is the look that we are recreating. Isn't it gorgeous? He's just gorgeous overall in general too. So I really hope you guys like this makeup tutorial. I love doing these. Like I've said in the past, it's very, very fun for me. I feel like it really gets me out of my comfort zone and I'm able to try more of my palettes and more color themes and stuff. So I'm going to show you guys the palettes that I use in my collection. Some of these are from my sister-in-law. She gave me a bunch of her old and unloved palettes. That way I can continue making more looks for you guys. She's very supportive with me as I am with her. So yeah. The first one is this Anastasia Sculpture palette, and the first shade in this palette that I used was this last one. It's called Axis, and I used it on the outer V. I just think it matched it as good as I could get it. I'm pretty sure hers is more of a darker green. This is more of a dark bluish green, but I tried my best, you guys. Again, Mika and I did name this Toxic Waste. They don't have a name for it. They just said that this was a summer look. Great for green eyes. I honestly think this is more of like a Halloweenish, partyish look, but that's just my opinion. That's why we called it Toxic Waste. The next palette was Ace Butte Nostalgia, and I used Theme Park to kind of go into the middle and kind of blend in with the inner lid and the outer V shape. And last but not least, I used my BH Cosmetics 121st edition eyeshadow palette. I've had this sucker for so long. And the shade I used was this one right here for the inner, I said outer, but I meant the inner lid. It's just a really bright lime green shade. So I really hope you guys are enjoying these as much as I am creating them. I try my best to look for really stunning yet challenging looks to challenge myself. I'm also going to be doing some easy looks too, because I know some people, you know, they just don't have the patience to jump in it. But I've been trying to challenge myself because I've been doing easy looks for years, and I just want to get really good to one day where I could like do like Beauty and the Beast on my face, or you know, do like a Lion King design on my chest. Like I just want to get that good. So I really hope you guys are enjoying these videos though. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and Mika. We are very grateful for every one of you, and we love doing videos for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started with this makeup tutorial, shall we? Hey guys, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is applying some serum and some lotion. So I know I show this in every single tutorial, but I think it's so beneficial, especially if you have dry skin like mine, or you're looking for something to where it won't make your foundation look cakey or really packed on. Using a really good lotion and a really good hydrating moisturizing serum would help benefit you a lot. The serum I got is from BoxyCharm. It's called Fasarly or something like that. And the lotion is this from Dollar Tree. So then I'm going in with my brow kit. This is the brow kit I always use as well. Again, my brows will never be always equaled because of the injury I had when I was younger. So I do apologize. But here I am applying the NYX HD concealer, trying to make them as even as possible, and I'm just sculpting them out, and also applying this on my lid because a really good friend of mine, aka Hannah, told me this trick a long time ago. If you don't have eyeshadow primer, you could use a concealer on your lid, and it not only helps to conceal your eyelid, so it hides like the redness, the veins, and all that, but it also enhances the colors. So I am also applying some of that concealer to my lid instead of primer this time to enhance my colors. So for the first palette, I'm going in with my BH Cosmetics 121st edition eyeshadow palette. This is one of my favorite go-to palettes. It has every single color you could think of or ever need for a look. So I'm using this really lime green color. So these eyeshadows are definitely very see-through, so you have to build them up. I use the brush at first, and then off camera I actually use my finger. So here I am trying to blend it and build it up as much as I can with a brush, but then I go back in with my finger. Yes, my hands are clean. I always wash my hands before every tutorial, which I think you should whenever you're messing with your face. For my next palette, I'm using the Ace Beauty Nostalgia palette. So after I get that lime green color the way I want it, I'm going with this like foresty green color in the middle of the lid into the outer V, but not too much, because this is not the darkest shade you're going to want to use. This is just that middle shade that blends those two colors together, the darker one and the lime one. So I'm doing each eye on camera for you guys, and here I am going back in with another different type of brush, I should say. So this is more better for blending, so you do want to make sure you blend this one out as much as possible, because again, this is not your dark color that you want. You just want to define the eye, and also this is like your middle shade color. So here I am just blending that out as much as possible. So we are going to do this exact same routine on the other eye as I did this eye. I just wanted to show you guys me doing both eyes, because you want to make them look as similar as possible. So here I am applying that shade again with the regular eyeshadow brush, and then I'm going in with the blending brush now and blending that out as best as I can get it, making sure that it's not too dark, but it's also noticeable, because again, like I said, this isn't the darkest shade you're going to want to use for your outer V. My next palette of choice is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sculpture palette, and I'm going in with this really dark shade. So I thought this was more of a darker green color, because in her look, as you guys saw at the beginning, it's like a dark greenish black color. This is more of a bluish green black color, so there's a blue tint into it. Again, I tried to get the shadows as close as possible to the original post that I find, but this is the closest that I could find in my collection, so this is what I'm going with. This is what I'm working with. If you have something similar to what she's wearing, which is like a greenish black color, I would suggest. Again, a lot of people do use filters in the beauty community, so sometimes it enhances the color and it makes it look like a different shade than what you would normally find in an eyeshadow palette. So I just tried to go with what I could. So I do apologize if it's not exactly the shadow she was using, but it's close to it. So here I'm just packing this on as much as possible, but also trying to keep it as dark as possible, but also blending it out so there's no harsh lines. This is probably the hardest thing I've done, but I've learned it over the years, is that you really want to make sure you blend your edges, because you don't want it to be too harsh. So I always make sure to blend my edges. And even though I want the look to be dark, I still try to darken it, but also keep those edges really blend and really nicely done. So here I am creating that V shape on both sides, making sure they look exactly the same, and also blending it into that middle and over top of the first shade. So kind of blending it over so it looks like it's, you know, all together and connected. So this I kind of messed up on, but I just still wanted to add it because I wanted to show you guys what I mean. So always make sure to clean after you wipe down the first time, because if you're using a really dark shadow like this, your concealer will actually kind of like blend itself out. So what you want to do is clean up that excess that has fallen, but also cut the line with a concealer and foundation. So I do it off camera. I go back in with a foundation and then I clean up the cuts. As you guys can see, it looks really nice on the outer edges, and it actually has that V shape that looks really nice. So I was just showing you guys, I do have my flaws. I'm not perfect at makeup. I'm still learning just as much as anyone else, and here I am singing and jamming out to music. So I'm going in with my mascara. I curled my lashes. Now I'm going to do, I believe, my lower lashes, or I'm doing my lower lash line now. I'm taking in all three colors and blending them out on the lower lash line, because that's what she did. She had the green in the inner line, the darker green in the middle, and that really dark color on the outer of her lower lash line. So that's what I was doing. So you guys can see the lines are perfectly cut on the edges. So just make sure you use a concealer and you get like a really nice like lined brush and foundation, and just make sure to clean up your excess and then blend it in and, you know, keep that line really nice and stuff. So here I am applying my lashes. I always have trouble with my lashes sometimes. I also end up applying a little line of liner on top because you can kind of notice them. So I added some liner on top. And here I am applying some mascara to my lower lash line and just making sure that that looks nice. For my foundation, I'm again going in with my favorite foundation ever, my Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and just blending that out with the sponge, going in patting motions and taking it down my neck because you always want to make sure to do your neck as well. So here I am just applying that all over my face. For blush and highlight and bronzer, so for blush I'm going in with the e.l.f. beige something kit, so it's a bronzer and a blush. And then for the highlight, it was Ofra Cosmetics Star Island highlight. It's my favorite highlight. So here I am applying that bronzer. I actually prefer this bronzer over the Too Faced one, like I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it is. I feel like this is so much easier to blend than the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This e.l.f. bronzer just works amazing, and my sister-in-law actually gave me this. And I am just stunned by how well this blends and how well it looks against my skin. Like, I am in total shock. Like, I literally told Micah that, you see, not every name brand may not work for some people, and off-brand may work better for someone. So I'm really happy that this drugstore, you know, not high-end makeup product works better for me, because I actually saw it at Walmart. It's not that expensive. It's like $5 or $7, and it comes with a blush and bronzer. So here I'm applying it on my neck as well, and then I go in with my beauty sponge because I felt like it was a little bit too dark down there, and I clean it up a little bit. So, but I know it looks harsh right now, guys, but it won't be harsh. You guys will see I'll be blending it all together with my bigger brush here in a little while. Time for that blush. So I'm going in with the blush again. I know it looks harsh. I haven't blended it yet. So I'm actually doing windshield wiper motions with this blush because I feel like it wasn't like loading itself on, and it was kind of like irritating me a little bit. I was also starting to hurt a little bit with my knee because how I'm sitting is like crisscross. So I'm trying to apply as much blush as I can on both sides to make it look even, but for some reason that side still looks like it doesn't have any blush. I have no idea what I did wrong. But anyways, here I am applying the highlight, and then I'm going to go back in with that brush and just blend everything out. Once I blend everything out, it actually looked a lot better. But yeah, then I'm going in and I'm putting in highlight in my inner tear duct just to give my eyes a pop. For my lip now, I had to use a eyeliner, so I suggest if you do this, you do it at your own risk because, you know, it's an eyeliner. It's not meant for your lips. So I made sure to clean my eyeliner. I didn't show this, but I just used some makeup remover, cleaned it a little bit, then I added it to my lips. And then I went in with a lip oil, even though lip oils are supposed to go first. I didn't have a clear lip gloss next to me, but I just dabbed it on a little bit on top of the lip, or the eyeliner, I should say, and just made it a little bit glossy because in her picture, hers looked like a black lip gloss. So here I am just making sure that's all together, and here is the finished look. I really hope you guys liked it. I also used my setting spray, but I forgot to show it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye! And on we'll go.